Superman has finally landed on the big screen. It's been 12 years since the Man of Steel has had a solo film, and fans are anxious to see the Cape Kryptonian take flight once again with James Gunn at the helm. It's hard to believe it's been nearly 3 years since James Gunn stepped in as co-CEO of DC Studios and revealed Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, his ambitious reimagining of the DC universe. But out of everything on that slate, it was his Superman film that truly became the centerpiece. From the start, the hype around Superman was real. Fans were excited, but also a little nervous about how James Gunn would handle such an iconic character. The pressure was massive. Reboot a franchise, honor the legacy of past Superman adaptations, and somehow reunite a divided fan base while trying to repair the reputation of DC's live-action universe. But little by little, Gunn started to show us what he had in mind. Set photos started rolling in, giving us little sneak peeks at the tone and style of this new world. The cast was revealed one by one, each announcement sparking theories, hype, and yeah, some controversy too. Then we got the Superman logo, and not long after, the full suit. It's a modern redesign, but you can still see the classic inspiration all over it. And with that, the fandom started feeling hopeful again. For the first time in years, Superman felt like a centerpiece again, not just of a cinematic universe, but of a movement, a cultural reset. But not everyone's sold. There's still some doubt in the air. Some longtime fans are wondering if Gunn can really tap into what makes Superman special. Others are still holding on to the Snyderverse, not quite ready to let go of that era. That back and forth between what was and what's coming next is still a big part of the conversation around this film. But no matter where you stand, one thing's clear. Superman is back in the spotlight, and the world is watching. This isn't just another superhero film. It's a chance to start fresh. And for Gunn, it's all or nothing. Hey everyone, it's Six with Heat Ray Vision, and this is our review of the true beginning of the new DCU, Superman. This film doesn't retell Clark Kent's origin story. Instead, we meet a Superman who's already been active for 3 years. The story centers on a growing conflict as the people of Metropolis and even the world begin to question whether he's truly the hero he claims to be or just an unknown alien who doesn't and maybe shouldn't belong on this planet at all. Playing Clark Kent / Superman this time around is David Corenswet, who doesn't have an extensive acting resume, leaving many to wonder if he could live up to the hopeful Kryptonian as well as those who came before him, like Cavill or Reeve. James Gunn was tasked with capturing the spirit of Superman and adapting it for a live-action film in a modern era where the evil Superman trope has become the norm in superpowered media. But even the strongest vision needs the right actor to bring it to life, and Corenswet proves he's more than up to the task. He embodies the hope, heroism, empathy, and love for humanity that defines Superman in the comics. Whether it's showing the same respect to an emotionless robot as he would a person, or saving a helpless squirrel from harm, Corenswet captures the heart of what Superman represents. While he may be the most powerful metahuman on the planet, the idea of evil triumphing simply because he stood by and did nothing weighs on him just as heavily as kryptonite. He may be invincible, but he's also vulnerable, and that's what makes him feel human. But like any good Superman story, the side characters are just as important to the narrative. While many fans, ourselves included, worried that this film might feel too crowded for a solo Superman outing, Gunn made it clear that this story is just as much about Clark's two lives and how he connects with the people in each of them. The two key figures at the heart of nearly every Superman story are his love interest, Lois Lane, and his greatest enemy, Lex Luthor. Rachel Brosnahan delivers a fantastic performance as Lois Lane. She captures the character perfectly, a grounded, sharp-witted journalist who brings out Superman's more personal and vulnerable side. She's not just his emotional anchor, but a fearless reporter at the Daily Planet devoted to uncovering the truth. And at times, she's willing to challenge Superman's actions and beliefs, no matter how well-intentioned they are.
You seemingly acting as a representative of the United States.
I wasn't representing anybody except for me and doing good.
Nicholas Hoult delivers the best live-action Lex Luthor we've seen since Michael Rosenbaum's iconic take in Smallville. He perfectly maintains a calm, composed public image, only to reveal the true monster lurking beneath whenever he comes face to face with Superman. It feels ripped straight from the comics. As with any well-written version of Luthor, his actions in this film aren't just for show. They're driven by a belief that he's the one truly protecting Earth from the unknown threats of the universe, and that Superman might just be the biggest one of them all. The supporting cast in this film holds their own, with standout performances from Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, and Jimmy Olsen, who get the most screen time in some of the film's most entertaining moments. Other characters like Ma and Pa Kent and Metamorpho don't appear as much, but they still serve meaningful roles in Superman's journey, whether through key moments of dialogue or lending a helping hand when it matters most. With Gunn's ambitious decision to include a wide range of characters, some inevitably don't get much time in the spotlight. Characters like Hawk Girl, the Engineer, and Ultraman only get a couple of action scenes and a few lines of dialogue before being pushed into the background. The same goes for much of the Daily Planet crew. Some might worry that the film feels overcrowded, but Gunn uses these characters strategically to show that this is a fully formed, lived-in universe. He keeps the focus where it belongs, on Superman. The supporting cast stays in supporting roles, unlike in the Snyderverse, where key characters were often sidelined and underdeveloped, making it harder for audiences to care about them. Visuals play a key role in Superman adaptation, not just to immerse the audience in the world, but also to reassure viewers that the budget didn't run dry, leaving the effects unfinished. It's a concern that's become all too common in recent superhero films. Thankfully, that's not the case here. The visuals in this film are fantastic. Flying through the sky with Superman has never felt more immersive. The action scenes are consistently engaging, with each movement and punch framed perfectly, classic James Gunn flair when it comes to the action direction. On top of that, the movie is filled with striking cinematography. The bright, vibrant colors make the world feel alive, like panels pulled straight from the pages of a Superman comic. Another key element that adds to that immersive atmosphere is the sound design and score. It does so much of the heavy lifting when it comes to pulling you into Superman's world. Every time he takes off, you feel it. Not just the flight, but the sense of freedom that comes with it. You can almost feel the rush of wind when he's soaring in the sky, every punch thrown or taken, every crash, every moment of chaos. The sound is sharp, detailed, and truly elevates those high action sequences. Then there's the score by John Murphy and David Fleming, and they absolutely nailed it. When paired with the precision of the sound design, the music brings the action to life in a way that makes you feel like you're right there in the middle of it. The soundtrack heightens the suspense and tension, perfectly syncing with Superman's movements. And on the other end of the spectrum, in the more intimate scenes, the score brings out a powerful sense of vulnerability, warmth, and most importantly, hope. The score doesn't just support the visuals, it elevates them. It reminds us that this isn't just about a big spectacle, it's about purpose, connection, and what the future can be. Which perfectly leads us to the themes in this film. It captures everything a Superman story should stand for: identity, responsibility, hope, kindness, and above all, human connection. It looks at what it means to live two lives, to carry the weight of the world, and to still choose compassion every time. James Gunn does a remarkable job using Superman's character as a lens to explore these ideas in a way that feels completely authentic to who Superman is. He's not just a symbol of strength, he's a symbol of compassion, of resilience, and most importantly, a symbol of hope. This film reminds us that kindness isn't a weakness, it's what makes us human. It's what helps us understand each other, grow together, and, more than anything, build real connections with one another that ultimately make the world feel a little less broken. Whether you're a godlike alien from another planet or just someone trying to get through another long day at work, kindness is what keeps us grounded, and even the smallest act of compassion can make a difference. And in a time where everything feels so divided and uncertain, that message hits harder than ever. As much as we hope for a flawless movie, there are a few critiques worth noting. James Gunn is well known for the humor in his movies, and while we were hoping this wouldn't lean into the same comedic tone as Guardians of the Galaxy or the Suicide Squad, some of that signature Gunn comedy is definitely present. For the most part, it works, but there are moments where it feels a bit out of place. Whether it's a joke that doesn't quite land or an important scene that gets interrupted by a gag, there are points where the humor disrupts the emotional momentum. Those scenes could have benefited more if Gunn would have pulled back on the comedy that felt like it was taken straight from the MCU. Another issue some viewers might have is with the pacing of certain scenes. While the film does include some slower, more intimate moments, they often feel rushed. These scenes could have benefited from a little more breathing room to let the emotions settle before jumping into the next big action sequence.
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S. On my world, it means hope.
The anticipation for this film was immense. So was the weight on James Gunn's shoulders. Gunn has proven himself to be one of the most consistently successful comic book movie writers to date. His understanding of such a heroic icon, paired with David Cornsweet's phenomenal performance, makes The Man of Tomorrow feel both faithful and refreshing. Gunn didn't just adapt a comic, he brought one to life on the big screen. That's not to say the film is without flaws, but its strengths far outweigh them. Superman is an astounding entry for the rebooted cinematic universe, and the future of the DCU is finally looking up. For a deeper dive into the spoilers, go check out the Heat Ray Vision podcast for our spoiler talk on Superman. Link in the description. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Heat Ray Vision and follow us on all of our socials at Heat Ray Vision. With that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, everyone.